Greetings, everyone. Happy Tuesday. My name is Monique Ruffin. I'm also known as the Moon Mama. I am the co-founder and head facilitator over at Follow the Sun, where my work and my devotion is helping women and people, but especially women, helping people wake up and remember who we really are. I wanted to talk today about some of the astrology that's really intense. And you don't often hear me talking about things that are very frightening, because I really believe that we create the reality and that we are capable of impacting reality when we understand who we are. And so we're about to have something happen that's pretty rare. We're about to have Mars conjunct Pluto in the next week or so. And Pluto is the underlord. It's like, it rules Scorpio. So it's about jealousy and transformation and death and alchemy. And Pluto is in the earliest degree of Aquarius right now. So Aquarius is the higher self, and Mars is coming, and Mars is the warrior, and Mars is attraction. It's our will. Mars is, like I said, the warrior. It governs Aries. So it's like if you put Aries and Scorpio together, it's very combustion. It's like an explosion. So we're already seeing a number of wars going on in the world. So we're already seeing that. And we're already seeing the world's wars going on. But something really unique is underway. Our reality is changing. Our reality is literally changing. And because we've never seen reality change in our lives, we don't really know what that means. But what it looks like is, all the conversations about aliens. It looked like COVID several years ago, where we were all on lockdown. All of these new things, these conversations that are becoming normal that would not have even been on our minds before. So reality is really changing. And with reality changing, we are going to change as human beings. And those of us who have the courage to impose yourself in the transformation, meaning those of us who have the courage to do the shadow work, those of us who have the courage to begin to change our diets, change our minds, change our lives. Like I'm starting to see people doing homesteading and gardening. Those of us who have the courage to invite change and transformation into our lives are going to have an easier time with this. Because, like I said, our reality is changing. We need to change. And the energy that's coming through with Mars conjunct Pluto is an energy of war. Now, it's important for us to understand that war doesn't just mean what's going on in Israel or what's going on in the Ukraine. War is the war that we're having inside of ourselves. The real war is the one that's happening in your own consciousness, at the edge of your own heart, in your own thought. The real war is happening inside of your own mind. And we're all feeling this, right? Everyone is feeling it. And the opportunity that we have is to take the path less traveled. That is the only thing that is that's how to bring solution to the war inside of you. Make a choice, and make a choice for yourself. Save your own life. Do the selfish thing. Do the thing that is going to piss everybody else off. Do that thing. Because we have the North Node in Aries. And the North Node in Aries means that you have to follow your own perspective. It means that you can't follow the crowd. So you have to do the thing that you would never want to do, that you don't even believe is possible, that you think is going to kill you. Because that's what Mars conjunct Pluto is. It is a high stake, high crisis situation that is asking you to have courage, that is asking you to, choose yourself, to be selfish, to be loyal to yourself, and to forego acceptance and all of the things that we look for from other people, to not give a fuck about what anybody thinks of you, but to do the thing that you need to do. And I'm telling you, do the thing that scares you the most. Do the thing that scares you the most. Now, for those of you who've been working with me, you know that we face this stuff a little bit every month, every week, so that by the time we get to a situation like this, we don't have a whole incredible thing going on that we, cannot take on. If you've been doing the work in the community that I'm facilitating, we do it a little bit because we know what's coming. So we can look at our lives and go, okay, this is on the horizon. What do I need to do? Because we are paying attention to our realities, and because we know that we're building a reality. But if you have not been doing any work, if you have not been doing your internal work, if you have not been readying yourself for this time, it's kind of like the last bus, and you're gonna have to drop everything to go. You're gonna have to jump off you're going to have to risk it all. And that is the power of this time right now, because, oh gosh, reality is really changing, y'all. It really is changing. And what's going on is we've all been in this sort of collective experience, and now realities are about to start being your individual frequency. So you're not going to be able to energetically hold on to other people where there is not equal benefit. If you are in a relationship where you're siphoning off other people's energy, or somebody's siphoning off your energy, what does that look like? People who are in relationships because they don't want to be alone. People who are in relationships for status, for these, all that shit is about to go away. So the ways that we have been anchoring ourselves in identities that are really valueless, that don't really have, that shit is going to collapse. I'm telling you all, reality is changing. And so you are going to have to make the hard choice. You're going to have to make the hard choice. It's just a very interesting time. And here's the thing. The way to make the hard choice is by just really wanting to be free. You have to really want to be free more than you want to save face, more than you want to belong. You have to want to be free. Why? Because Pluto is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is about freedom. And so all the things that are keeping you hostage, all the things that are keeping you locked into old patterns, all the things that you are a slave to are going to begin to kick your butt. Or you're gonna have to cut the cords and just let them go. Am I making sense, or does this sound crazy? It doesn't even matter if it sounds crazy. I don't care. I know, I'm just telling you how the astrology is going. So we have this opportunity right now. Pluto is in Aquarius. It's going to be here for 20 years. Reality is about to change into something we have never seen before. I don't know exactly what that means, but I know our government is coming undone. I know that we're watching wars and all manner of things. But the question is, can you disconnect yourself from the systems that have kept these behaviors and these systems running. And that is why we have to undo our attachments to these old ways of being. And the thing you have to do is save yourself, because the North Node is in Aries. We have 9 more months. These next 9 months are about to be intense. And, so what does that look like? That looks like facing yourself, understanding yourself, getting clarity about who you are, feeling the things that you have not been willing to feel, facing the things that you have been denying and pushing aside. I mean, the things that I'm seeing with my clients are really interesting, because what we don't, like I said, I've been talking about this stuff for years, you all. And for years, I've also been doing the work, and I've also been working with groups of women where we are doing the work to heal our karma. And what's the challenge is that the greatest thing that I have discovered is that consistency is the key. Like, you can't do it all at once. When people are not doing their work, they get illnesses, or their marriages end, or I've watched people's children die. I have watched people's children die because they've not. I mean, this is not for fucking play, y'all. Like, because family systems aren't doing the work to heal, and then a young person comes into the family system and gets to be 22, 23, and begins to realize what they're born into, and they're in a family that still is unwilling to face the energy and tell the truth, and they can't hold it along, and they commit suicide. So what I'm saying is a very real thing, and it's happening in so many of our families. It's happening in so many of our families, and it's looking various ways. And the solution is to become very sincere about saving yourself and not making anyone else responsibility for what's going on inside of you. And it's such a tricky fucking thing, because, like I said, reality is about to change entirely. And your reality is going to be solely based on your frequency. It's not going to be based on what your mama did. It's not going to be based on racism or the government. It's not going to be based on your ex-husband or your children. Or it's not going to be based on anything but how you are narrating your life. How you are narrating the experiences. Oh, such and such did this to me, and they did. Then that's going to be your experience. That's going to be your energetic frequency. Oh, they didn't do this, or I don't have. All of that is going to be living in your system, because you are creating it. I'm telling you, this shit is about to be so wild. So face yourself. The war within you, the war that you have going on inside of you. You know what that war is. The war that is raging within you. Take responsibility for it. Claim it and do the work to transmute, because no one else is to blame. And reality is about to shift. Reality is about to shift. It's already shifting. We already see it. We already feel it. And it is going to increasingly grow more and more into the age of Aquarius, which is about your authentic self. And most of us don't know who we are. Most of us don't have a clue who we are at our authentic. We don't know. We think we're how much money we make. We based our identities on external things. And the external is about to come undone. So if you're not your husband, or you're not your wife, or you're not how much money you have, or you're not, I saw some video, some stories today saying that there's some video leaks of Drake's penis. If you're not the size of your cock, you know what I mean? Like, that stuff is not going to hold the same weight any longer. And right now, the only thing that's happened is people are fighting for attention and energy, because They can't feel themselves. They can't feel like something is real, like, because everything we have invested our energy in is bullshit. So what happens is that energy is about to start to really dissolve. So people haven't found who they are on the inside. They don't even know how to come to themselves. So, of course, Drake has a video out with his dick online because that's going to make him feel something. That's going to give him a feeling for a little while. He's going to get some attention. You know, everybody's going to be talking about it. And the thing that I see as a woman, and with most women that I know, we are addicted to external validation, whether it be sex, my man. All women talk about is men. And so what that means is if we're just thinking about men all the time in relation, we're not thinking about ourselves. We're not understanding the nature of who we are because we're giving all of our power away to the dick. I mean, I watch it. I've done it. I don't even want to say I watch it. I have done it. I'm not doing it any longer. And because I'm not doing it any longer, I get to see so clearly how much I was doing it and how much that was draining my power and energy. Talking about him, thinking about him, just everything. I remember when I finally said, okay, when I meet a new person, I meet a new man, and I start dating a new man, once we started having sex, after the first time we had sex, I was like, I cannot talk to them for 3 days. No communication for 3 days after sex. Why? So that I could get my energy back. So that I could get back into my own center and start bringing my energy and time and attention and back to myself. For my entire life, all my girlfriends, whenever, not as much now, but whenever we get on, all we're talking about is men. And what is that doing? Draining our power. Draining our most precious resource, which is our life essence. All focused on how to get a man and what's he doing and how come he won't, and it's all a power drain. But that is how addicted we are to the external reality, and the external reality is about to change. If it's not, we're focused on men. For myself, it's either men or money or, something that is external. And now I'm like, I just see how much it's like a trick. It is a trick. And so wherever the war is inside of you, begin to do the work to heal the discrepancies within, the places that you're out of integrity, and do your best to try to understand who you are, because that is the key. And it's changing, y'all. It's changing. It is changing. The world is changing. And the old world that we have known is about to be over with. We are never going to see the likes of it again. We are never going to see the likes of it again. And it is a consciousness. And if your consciousness is wrapped up in things that are material and external and about other people, the suffering is going to get really intense. Money, all of that stuff is going to be shifting. And what I have seen, and then I'm going to stop, is that the more I learn to bring myself inside of myself, the more that I am able to focus from within myself, the more that I can command the external reality. The more that I can have a thought, envision it, and then it happens. But that is because I have done so much work to remove the distractions. I have done so much work to be loyal to my life. And when I say I have removed people, I have removed behaviors, I have let go of lovers, I have let go of friends, I have let go of anything that was keeping me from being who I really, really am, anything that was distracting me from actually knowing myself, I let it go. Because I know that I'm going to need my energy and power in order to survive and thrive in this new reality. I cannot carry anybody else. I cannot. None of us can. That is my point. None of us can. And so if you are holding on to people and trying to navigate, it's gonna people's energy is going to become a noose on your neck. I promise you. I promise you. So anyway, like I said, I'm Monique Ruffin. I am the founder of Follow the Sun, one of the co-founders, actually. I teach women especially how to begin to learn to navigate energy through healing your subconscious patterns, your relationship with your family, and mastering your own subconscious, and connecting with nature. I teach women how to heal their bodies, how to heal their families, and how to begin to build new realities. And I also teach men, but women are my passion. And the last day to join 13 Moons, well, you can join 13 Moons anytime, but 13 Moons is one of the tools that I use to help teach people. Goddess Gathering is another group that I facilitate with Adina, and we teach women how to access the divine goddess codes within you by learning the archetypes and how they show up in your life. And what are some of the other things? We're going to Bali this summer. And what else? Oh, I do readings. I do readings and private coaching. And the people that I work with, their lives are changing. And I am so grateful. I am grateful. And I am deeply proud of myself for being devoted to the call within me. I couldn't walk the path that everybody else was walking. I couldn't do it. It's just, I could not submit to the social conditions and agreements that our world has created for Black women. I couldn't do it. And I'm so grateful that my ancestors and nature and the source of all and me helped me show up in my authenticity. And now I'm here to help other people do it. And so I love you all so very much. Thank you, Sasha. I love working with you. I love your devotion. You are you don't fuck around. Sasha, you've been in there, and I love that for you. And I love that because I know that's impacting your family and your community, however subtle it is. The work is very subtle and very soft, but very impactful. It's very impactful. So peace, everyone. Bye-bye.